ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। In this session, we'll be discussing from the 23rd verse of the 7th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tvamadya Purusha Sakshat Ishvara Prakrite Paraha Mayam Yudasya Chit Shaktya Kaivalye Sthita Atmani. The meaning of this verse is, you are the original personality of Godhead who expands himself all over the creations and is transcendental to material energy. You have cast away the effects of the material energy by dint of your spiritual potency. You are always situated in eternal bliss and transcendental knowledge. These are words spoken by Arjuna. Arjuna is seeing suddenly a radiation emitting from some source and it is spreading all over the sky. And he is inquiring from Krishna, what is this radiation that is spreading? Now, before he actually puts forward his actual question, as a devotee, he is helping us understand who is Krishna or what is Krishna's position. So he is describing that Krishna's position is that of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What does that mean? So he has stated in this specific description here, Adyaha Purushaha Sakshat Ishvaraha Prakrite Paraha. Like that, yes. So Srila Prabhupada explains elaborately in the purport what is Krishna's position. So the first point here is, Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Original because every other form of God is an expansion of Krishna's original form. That's why Krishna is called original personality of God. And he expands himself all over the creations. Krishna expands, therefore, Krishna is present everywhere throughout the creation because he expands himself. Expansion means his power is not diminished. His original form is all powerful. The expanded form is also all powerful. Now this is difficult for us to understand, but Srila Prabhupada says in very simple way, as far as the absolute truth is concerned, 1 plus 1 equal to 1. 1 minus 1 is also equal to 1. That means the Supreme Lord is present with all his potencies. When he expands into another form, then the original form has all the potencies. The expanded form also has equally got all the potencies. So this is only possible for the Supreme Lord because He is the absolute truth. Now Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport. First of all, Prabhupada quotes the Bhagavad Gita. He says, the Lord states in the Bhagavad Gita that one who surrenders unto the lotus feet of the Lord can get release from the clutches of nescience. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Maya metam tarantite. So, simply by surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna, we become free from the influence of Maya, because of which we get out of the clutches of ignorance, nescience. So further, Srila Prabhupada is quoting the Chaitanya Charitamrita and saying, Krishna is just like the sun, and Maya or material existence is just like darkness. Krishna Surya Sama, Maya hoy andhakar. Wherever there is light of the sun, darkness or ignorance at once vanishes. So, therefore, it is now explained here, the best means to get out of the world of ignorance is suggested here. What is that best means? The Lord is addressed herein as the original personality of Godhead. From Him, all other personalities of Godhead expand. From Him, from the original personality of Godhead, Krishna, all other personalities expand. The all-pervasive Lord Vishnu is Lord Krishna's plenary portion or expansion. Vishnu, who is all-pervading in this material world, He is an expansion of Krishna. As I told earlier, Krishna expands means Krishna as the original person always remains without any diminishing potency. The Lord expands Himself in innumerable forms of Godhead and living beings. Even we living beings are expansions of the Lord, but we are called Vibhinnamsha. We are separated expansion. And the forms of the Supreme Lord as Vishnu Tattva, Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, they are called Swamsha. Swamsha means the Lord Himself with all His potencies expands in many forms. So, the Lord expands Himself in innumerable forms of God and living beings, along with His different energies. Now, at any time, the Lord is never without His energy. Energies are always present, eternally, as the energy. And the Lord is always present as the Lord, and the Lord is always the controller of all the energies. But Sri Krishna is the original primeval Lord from whom everything expands. So, that original form from whom everything expands is Krishna. Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarvam pravartate. Krishna says, I am the source of all everything in existence. And therefore, from me only everything emanates. That's what Krishna says. Mattas sarvam pravartate. The all-pervasive feature of the Lord experienced within the manifested world, this world we are talking about, the all-pervasive feature of the Lord, is also a partial representation of the Lord. It's a partial representation because the original personality of Godhead is actually the Supreme Lord Himself. Supreme Lord Himself. Therefore, Paramatma is included within him. Paramatma is included within the Bhagavan feature, within the Vishnu Tattva. Paramatma feature is included. He is the absolute personality of Godhead. He means here Krishna. Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead. He has nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material manifestation. In this material world, constantly there is some interaction between the gunas producing actions and reactions, both. But Krishna is not within this material nature. He is far above the material creation. Darkness is a perverse representation of the sun, and therefore the existence of darkness depends on the existence of the sun. When we say darkness exists dependent upon the sun, means when the sun is shining in the sky, there is no possibility of darkness. When the sun goes out of our vision, then there is darkness. But even that darkness in the when the sun is gone to the other side, still that darkness can immediately be dispelled as soon as the moon rises. The sun sets on the horizon and the moon rises. Now that moonshine can immediately dispel the darkness. So that is to be also understood that existence of darkness depends on sun or light. But existence of light doesn't depend on darkness. Light exists independent of darkness. But darkness is absence of light. This has to be carefully understood. The sun is never without any trace of darkness. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead beyond the material existence is always full of bliss. He is not only full of bliss but also full of transcendental variegatedness. He is full of spiritual variety. Transcendence is not at all static but full of dynamic variegatedness. And Krishna is also distinctly different from the material nature. It's the material nature which is complicated by the interactions of the three gunas. Therefore, Krishna being totally independent of this material modes or material existence, he is independent of that. Therefore, Krishna is absolute. Krishna has many energies, and through these energies only he creates, maintains, destroys the whole material world. He does that. In Krishna's personal abode, there is no creation, there is no matter, there is no material defects. That is particularly explained in the Bhagavad Gita specifically. That Krishna is free from all these material material energy, material manifestation. Krishna is free, completely free from that. But Krishna is also simultaneously controller of this material energy by his omnipotence. He simultaneously is aloof from this material energy and he also controls it through his representatives, the three directors of the gunas. He controls through them. So that is Krishna's specific position. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.